Hi, I'm Casey Ferris. I make videos on DaVinci Resolve here on YouTube, but today we're not talking so much about Resolve. We're mostly preparing something to edit in Resolve, and that something is called OBS. If you don't know what OBS is, it's open broadcaster software. It's just the bee's knees when it comes to streaming, when it comes to recording anything that's happening on your computer. And here are the very best settings that I've found for recording gameplay, recording screencasts or whatever, so you can edit them later. It even includes separate audio tracks so that you can, mix the audio all nicely. Let's go, shall we? Shaboom! Okay, here we are in OBS. This is OBS Studio 26, I believe. And we're gonna set this up to record. Now, this is something that you're gonna record to edit with. Like, you're gonna record a really high quality thing, and then you're gonna bring it into Resolve and edit it. These are the settings that I use. In fact, these are the settings that you are watching live right now. Oh, it's crazy. So, first thing we'll do is go down to settings right here in OBS, and that'll bring up our settings window. Let's go to output, and under output mode, where it says simple, let's click on advanced. Depending on if you're gonna be streaming, these settings are a whole other ball game. But if we click over to recording, we can do all kinds of fancy things. There are a lot of different options. You can try out what's best for you, but what works best for me is under type. Instead of standard, I'm gonna click on custom output Ffmpeg. That just lets you record a whole bunch of different kinds of files. Under output type, we'll go output to file, file path, put it wherever you want to record things. Container format, here where it says default format, we're gonna scroll down to MOV, because what we're gonna do is just make a QuickTime file, MOV. And under the video bit rate, what I find works pretty well and is a pretty good size to quality ratio is setting this at about 30,000. I'm recording at 60 frames a second. You could probably bump this up if you want even more, but this seems to work pretty well for me. Keyframe interval 300. And under video encoder here, I want to select HEVC NVENC. What this is gonna do is record an H.265 file using the graphics card. And it does a really good job of making a very, very nice file that isn't very big. The only drawback to this is that this codec is kind of hard to edit on some systems. But the good news is if you're worried about streaming and, doing games and all of that stuff, you probably have a decent system anyway. So it's not a problem. Audio bitrate, I like to do 320. AAC audio. It'd probably actually be better to make this PCM audio, but you can play around with that. And then one thing I'll do is this audio track, I'll check on 1, 2, and 3. I'll hit apply so we don't lose our stuff. And now this is gonna be a pretty high quality render. Next thing I'll do is go down to my audio and make sure that my audio devices are selected. I don't have any audio devices on this computer, so you can't really see it, but make sure those are all good. Your desktop audio is default, your mic is set to your mic, that kind of thing. And then under video, make sure that we aren't scaling. It's just 1920 by 1080 on both of these if you want to record in 1080p. And that's really about it for this window. I'll hit apply and OK. The other thing that's really important, it's super easy, but a lot of people don't know about it, is you can record separate audio tracks inside of OBS. All you have to do is right click on any of these audio meters here and go to advanced audio properties. And that will bring up this little mixer window. And if you have a mic and your game audio and all that stuff, that's gonna show up here. But the cool thing is that you can select which tracks this records to. What I like to do is have the first track our full mix, and then track 2 just be the mic, and track 3 just be the desktop audio. So you can kind of set your little mixes there. This is super helpful. But for these to actually work, remember in your settings, under output, under recording, you need to make sure that your audio tracks are checked here. So we're gonna record 3 audio tracks, and these are all gonna be synced up. They're all gonna be inside of this H.265 file. It's really convenient for editing, but you gotta set it up just right. But yeah, that's pretty much the basics of setting up our OBS for recording. Make sure to do some recording tests for the quality and for also your computer actually being able to handle things. If you go up to view and select stats, that'll bring up this window. And when you're recording, you can see if you're dropping frames or what's happening with the recording or the stream. So let's just hit record real quick, start recording, we'll bring up our stats. And if things are going well, we shouldn't have any frames missed due to rendering lag or skipped frames due to encoding lag. These should both be at 0 for the most part. That means that your recording is going well. So keep an eye on this for a while until you're sure that your system can definitely do it. Because the worst thing ever is to record for an hour and then realize that none of it actually works. Oh boy. So there's my OBS recording settings. So recordy. Hey, if you want some more videos on Resolve and just post-production workflow in general, here's a good one. Huh, baby. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is yet, but this one, I guarantee you this one's good. I'm going to decide later because that's how time works. Believe it or not, I shot this before you watched it right now. This isn't live. This is recorded.